think ELO's Mr. Blue Sky works for this. It's a good day. This is Bret Crane. This is part of my EdTech blog. This isn't part of an assignment, but I do want to talk about real quickly just an epiphany I had. Let me turn this down just a little bit. What I want to talk about is the game I'm currently taking, or class, is EdTech 532, which is educational games and simulations. Now, one of the stated objectives in the class is that we would do a project where it would be the design of an interface, a game, a simulation, something that we could actually produce. And when this started, I have to admit, it's not that I was skeptical as much as I think I was initiated or inundated, initiated, socialized, stymied, pressed, conditioned. Let's go with conditioned. Conditioned that when you're in school, and this is the thing I'm trying to break for students. When you're in school, you're kind of conditioned to think what you're doing at school is separate from real life. And so many of the things that you create and do, you will try to make links and see connections to real life, but in reality, it really doesn't work out that way quite often. And you know, I've been on the other end of this and teaching that, where I've actually built connections for students where they actually got things published and things like that. But still, because of my conditioning, I think in my back of my mind, I still had these biases also. Because when I started the class, it was like, okay, we're supposed to make a game, and it might be the sketch out of a game, the formulation, or it could be an actual full-blown game that you do and develop. And my thought was, well, yeah, I'll come up with an idea, I'll do this, I'll flesh it out, but the reality of me being able to actually do that, and because of my limits in what I do know and don't know and things like that, I'm probably not going to really do that. Am I? Well, my epiphany today, as I was sitting there playing multitasking, which you can't really do, but I was switching back and forth to playing Galactic Reign. Good game, check it out. Good tactical strategy, turn-based game. While I was doing that, and also fleshing out some things for the puzzle pieces of the game design I'm doing for my EdTech 532 class, it kind of dawned on me. This is good stuff. I could make this. Now, I won't go into the details of the game I'm making. Suffice it to say that it's a physics engine game, basically walking through a kind of a 7th grade middle school level of science for energy, machine, motion, physics, forces, friction, motors, batteries, all that kind of stuff, and having students be able to learn that in a computer game. Now, traditionally, of course, it's been the case that we have really good games that don't drop in educational material, even though they could, and we have lots of educational games with educational stuff, but they kind of suck. This game would actually be good, I think. I've thought about ways to make it both a single game and a multiplayer game so that kids could collaborate and have it set up for like the semester of a class. So you got them in the virtual space writing graffiti on the wall that is kind of clues to other kids going, hey, here's how you get to this location. Here's some tips on how to do some things. All kinds of things. But my epiphany was, this is good enough. I haven't seen anything like this on the market. Why couldn't I do this? Why couldn't I create this? And I started thinking, I have a professor, great professor, who's actually gone through the process of an idea and having it getting implemented into software. I've lived and have friends with people all around me. My wife works for Microsoft. I've got that, but I've got all these friends and stuff that have been CEOs and lead people in game companies, little independent game companies, who have sold those off and started new game companies. So I've got a wealth of expertise actually around me that I can tap into to how do I get this created? How do I get this done so I can pass this on, get it out there to schools, to students, to whoever wants it, so that they can use it. And when they're done, whether they finish it in a month, or whether they finish it in a semester, or it takes them a year and a half to do it, when they walk away from that, they should be able to go, oh, I understand 7th grade level physics and all the elements of that. Because actually there's things that are kind of, as you do labs in a science classroom at 7th grade level, some of the things that the principles you're trying to display kind of get really manufactured, in that you're trying to show something, your data doesn't look right, there's so much human error involved in the sense of, well, I'm not going to go into details, but the point is that we get some really bad data that we're trying to interpret a lot of times, trying to, even though the kids are getting one idea from the data, when you're trying to go, well, but it's trying to demonstrate this principle. But it was hard to see that through the data. But with computers, you can actually set it up so you have manufactured data, in the sense that it's it may not be realistic, which might be a good thing. So if you're trying to do how long it takes to wear out a rubber band to show differences in how the force of that rubber band can stretch over time, because you have degradation of the rubber band, you can set up parameters in a computer a lot easier to say, hey, I want the rubber band to start failing at this point, and this point, so that students can really see that degradation over time. So yeah, I think it would be a good thing to do, and I think my epiphany was, bing, I can do it. So for all you out there, probably the 5 of you that maybe watch this channel, if you have an idea, flesh it out, you can do it.